Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so the conference finals are set on both ends. The Minnesota Timberwolves just won Game 7, sending the Nuggets, defending champion Nuggets, home. Um, I had chosen Nuggets in 6. That was my prediction. I'm glad I was wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. I'm ecstatic to be wrong. I was rooting to be wrong, and that is really what it comes down to. I don't have an ego when it comes to that. Sometimes I choose against what it is I want and will root for myself to be wrong. And this is exactly one of those successful moments. Um, Minnesota took care of business, man. What can I say? The defense they played out there. Yo, anybody that say Naz Reid can't play defense, your thought did not pass the eye test. I watched Naz Reid play fantastic defense tonight, and throughout the course of this series, he played fantastic defense. So I just want to put that out there. Naz Reid was getting key steals all over the place. Jaden McDaniels was a fantastic player for the Minnesota Timberwolves that the Lakers drafted and traded away. One more reason to be angry at my front office when I look at what that kid is developing into. Ant-Man is the man. Didn't really have the greatest night tonight, but he was fantastic. I missed a good portion of this game. In fact, when I turned it off, I say we, as in the Minnesota Timberwolves, were down by 12. And when I turned it back on, they were up by 3. So I was pretty much done with this game, just like I was done with the Knicks Indy game. And just happened to turn it back on and was very pleasantly surprised with 7 minutes to go to see that the Minnesota Timberwolves had a 30-point turnaround. Basically, it was quite a game there at the end. Both teams played hard, as Rasheed Wallace would say, but only one team could win, and the better team won. The Minnesota Timberwolves were the better team. They beat the Thuggets. Laker fans, how happy are we right now? If only the Celtics would have ran into anybody worth a damn, then we could celebrate them being eliminated too. But since they didn't, they're still alive and going to run into a Pacer team that they'll probably beat. But we'll break down that series and talk about that, just like we'll break down the Dallas Mavericks and the Minnesota Timberwolves. For me, it's going to be difficult to root against either one of these Western Conference teams because I really like both of them for the circumstance, meaning I don't like anybody. I'm a Laker fan. But since we're dead in the water and been going for months, these two teams are the two teams I was rooting for to come out of the Western Conference. And so here they are. I really am happy to see either one of them get where they're going. I truly am. I rooted hard for the Dallas Mavericks. I rooted hard for the Minnesota Timberwolves since we've gotten eliminated. Now both of my adopted teams are facing off for a chance to get to the finals. I just couldn't be more happy. As someone whose team is completely gone, who doesn't have a horse in the race, just glad the Minnesota Timberwolves sent Jokic back to watch his horses race. And now we get to see something worth watching as it pertains to a Western Conference Finals that I really do want to see. I'm going to be paying attention to this series like a hawk. I don't care who wins it, as long as they beat the Celtics and when they come out of it. Really, I truly feel that way. I think both of these teams are going to beat the crap out of each other, too. They both have reliable big men on each side. Both have reliable scorers and go-to guys. This is going to be one of the better Western Conference Finals in recent memory, in my humble opinion. When you talk about Ant-Man versus Luka the Don, the star power of Karl Anthony Towns versus Kyrie Irving, the big men situation with Lively and PJ and what's his name, Gafford on one side, and then Carl, Gobert and Nas on the other side. You got Jaden McDaniels versus Derrick Jones Jr. This is going to be spectacular stuff to watch, man. I'm telling you, this is going to be a phenomenally even series, in my opinion. And I can't wait to see what happens there. I haven't been this excited about a Western Conference Finals that I'm not a part of, maybe ever. Quite honestly, maybe ever. So this is dope, man. Two teams with that could, I'd say fresh blood, even though the Dallas Mavericks have been to the Western Conference Finals. We've seen them win a championship, so it's not exactly fresh blood for them. But for the Minnesota Timberwolves, I mean, we haven't seen them in the Western Conference Finals but one time. I think they saw my Lakers. I think we kicked their behind, but it's an entirely different era. And since my team, again, is dead in the water, gone, I couldn't be more pleased to see these two teams in the Western Conference Finals. This is what I would have preferred. If we ain't around, this is what I figured would be best of what was left. And the Eastern Conference is the complete opposite. Like literally complete opposite. I desperately did not want the Pacers to be the team that's seen the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I desperately did not want the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, so this couldn't have gone more worse. this couldn't have been worse for me personally, as somebody who enjoys the sport. I really absolutely hate that both of those teams are the teams that we're seeing in the Eastern Conference Finals. Could arguably be the worst Eastern Conference Finals we've seen in years. Maybe the Pacers get a game. Maybe I give them a game. But truthfully, the Boston Celtics should wipe the floor with them. It should be a very short series, in my opinion. There shouldn't be much trouble there. But then again, the Celtics do give games away, and the Pacers do have T.J. McConnell, and T.J. McConnell can be he could throw a monkey wrench in everything. He just literally can. But if everything is on the up and up, I haven't done any thinking about this, but the Boston Celtics have been the better team all season. Pacers tend not to play defense. That's not going to work against the Celtics. I think Porzingis will be back, so we'll see how that goes. We'll break down that series and do all the homework. But the Western Conference Finals is what I'm looking forward to. That starts on Wednesday. I'm not sure exactly what time. I think maybe 7:30 Pacific, something like that. 10:30 Eastern, maybe. I'm not really sure, but that's going to be the one. That's the one right there. We're going to be watching that series very closely, and hopefully, the best team will win. Man, healthy. That's rather than to root for a team, I'm rooting for good health, because whoever comes out of this series is going to have to be able to beat the Celtics. So I don't want to see no injuries in the Dallas-Minnesota series at all. I'm just rooting for good health, man. Whoever finds a way to win that war, they got to have enough to defeat the Celtics. That's all I'm saying. And if the Celtics happen to, if God answers my prayers and lets the Indiana Pacers win the series, which I literally can't see any scenario in my head where that would even be possible. If that's what happens, then I'm rooting for the Western Conference team to win the championship. I can care less about the Pacers in any way, shape, or form. I'm not going to pretend like I'm rooting for the Pacers in any way. I'm really not. But yeah, man, go Dallas, go Minnesota. May the best team win the championship. That's pretty much what I have to say about that. But the Denver Nuggets are gone, man. The Laker daddy, hey, they might have been our daddy, but they were really Wolves food. That's all they were, man. Wolves food. That's who the Denver Nuggets are. Wolves food. Okay? Grab the can opener, because that's what you need to do. To just open up the can for them, pour it on out, put it in a little doggy tray, because that's all the Nuggets are. They're Wolves food. That's literally it. And I told y'all, the Denver Nuggets are not a great offensive team this season. They have a great efficiency about them, but the volume of it all, they can't really keep up with good scoring teams. And in the games they lost, they scored under 100 points. So for those who were questioning whether or not they could score enough, look at what they did tonight. Look what they did in Game 6. They do not score enough. Their bench is trash. If those top 4 players aren't scoring a lot of points, they don't have anywhere else to get it from, and that's why they're gone. So I heard a lot of people, I remember one guy commenting in the comment section, I disagree with you in regards to the Nuggets. Do you still disagree, fam? They couldn't score enough. I told y'all. All it takes is to do a little homework on these teams. You know, they weren't going to be able to last off last year's success, especially since they had a Celtic-like path through the playoffs last year. Even though most people forgot that, they ran into a bunch of depleted teams all the way through the damn playoffs, including my Lakers. So it wasn't, you know what I'm saying, the Denver Nuggets, hey, they won the championship last year. Hopefully it's the last championship they get for a long time, because it's somebody else's time right now, and I think there are 2 better teams in the Western Conference Finals than them, as proven. So that's what I got to say, man. Happy the Nuggets are gone. They were mighty disrespectful to my Laker team, and I hope Jokic enjoys his horses, man. Literally. Enjoy your horses, bro. Mike Malone, enjoy your offseason. Have a seat on the couch. Talk all that on the couch next to us, because you sure ain't playing no more. So that's what I got to say, man. It feels great. As a Laker fan, even though we out of here, it's nothing better than to see my enemies fall. 1 down, 1 to go, man. Somebody got to get rid of them Celtics, bro. They cannot win the championship. There are 2 worthy teams left to defeat them. Unfortunately, they're both on the Western Conference. The Celtics cannot win the championship, ladies and gentlemen. BDL 44. I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.